Okay, let's wind back. Get up there. So Martin is into stage. Here we go. Well, once again, Roger's got the jump, but I think Martin may have him just covered. Super close between the pair of them. Goodness me. Wow, what a race.
What a race. Roger Gorin nearly won that on a hole shot.
Oh, I know. The win margin, 0.05 of a second.
Whoa. One of the closest jet races we have ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof. That was a superb show. Firestorm and Fire Force. The pair of them doing an absolutely fantastic job. That was quite good, James.
Roger left Martin for dead on the tree there, but Martin having covered by 0.05 of a second at the stripe. That was superb.
Okay, two-seater ride coming next, and for reasons Colin's probably about to explain, I will have to shut up right now because it will be replayed in my household forever.
Okay then, the two-seater passenger ride. We all know the driver, Steve Warner, but this time we know who the passenger is. It's a very nice young lady indeed. And of course, this is Daryl's better half. It's Kelly in the back of the car.
Mother-in-law.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right,
sorry,
nice try, Colin.
Kelly. It's not, it's your mother-in-law. Sorry, Kelly's mum. Your future mother-in-law, Daryl. I don't know why I said it was Kelly, actually, but no, of course, this is Daryl's future mother-in-law. Now then, Daryl is actually going to go forward and film this one. Now, I know Daryl's dad's been in the back of this one.
Well, I can actually talk over it. The trouble is, like I said, it's going to be replayed in my house forever.
Yeah.
So I have to be, more than ever, I have to be very, very careful what I say. We've got two top fuel dragsters coming up after this. Please do not go anywhere at all, folks.
All right, Daryl, enjoy this one. Just remember, at a future date, if you need some ammunition to fire back at your mother-in-law, then this is going to be it. Very brave lady to actually go in the back of this one, to be fair. Pure reason being, I don't think, well, she will not have been in anything this quick before. It's going to get to the top end in about 7.9, 7.8 seconds. It's going to reach a speed over 170 miles an hour. It's going to get to the half track in about 5.2, 5.3 seconds. Going to be doing 135 miles an hour at the 8th mile. So here we go. I don't know if there's a panic button in the back of that car. Don't forget, Top Fuel Dragsters lined up behind us. They are next up. Here goes the two-seater. 0.3 reaction time. Goes through at 171 miles an hour, 7.83 seconds. Be interesting to find out the response from that one when Daryl's...
Yeah, she's probably glad I'm not talking to her at the moment either. Thank you very much indeed, chaps. Either I have no inheritance at all or I might just have it right now. Who knows? Anyway, so we're up with... I hope nobody filmed that bit. Thank you very much. Anyway, we're up with Top Fuel Dragster coming up next in the Auto Glim lane for Norway. It's Maya Utian, and in the Energy Check lane, her first run in a Top Fuel car, side by side with anybody for a long while, Suzanne Colleen. She's going to be... well, they're going to see how they do. It's still going to be kind of a test run. They may only go to half track, but you never know. Norway against Sweden. However, it is a Norwegian that own both cars. I will leave that to your interpretation as to who might win, but we're going to soon find out. So, top fuel dragsters. If you like what you see here, folks, don't forget, end of May for the main event is where you want to be. Full field of top fuel dragsters battling out over 1,000 foot to see who will lead with the points lead in the first round of the FIA European Championship coming up then. Let's hope we get blessed with the same kind of weather, because it will be an epic weekend if we do.
All right, Maya is fired. Fired up, I should say. So as Maya rolls forward,
so Suzanne in her first side-by-side competition for a long while. Maya actually for the first time in a couple of years. She was last year at the European Finals in 2017. Made a really good effort that weekend.
so both cars from the Runefield Motorsport stable this weekend. What a fantastic reintroduction this is for Suzanne. The car looks absolutely fantastic, as to the two junior machines from the same team. Maya Utian, new colour scheme on this car as well. The Islanders team against Tricks Racing. And it's Suzanne who's going to get to the stripe first with a 461, 176 miles.
Quite possibly even further than she wanted to go, to be honest with you. That was a superb run, though. Very, very nice and strong. Just a very quick minute. Come here. Great side-by-side run, though. It was Maya off the start line first, but it was Asian experience beats youth and exuberance that time round, anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, your biggest Santa Pod cheer once again, please, for this young lad on the starting line. Mr. Liam Jones, everybody. You know him. Come on. Well, Liam, today's been a lot more of a pleasant experience than back in September for you guys, isn't it, really? I mean, that's your quickest run on this racetrack, 390, 309 miles an hour. Outstanding for Easter. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we did a bit of a shakedown pass, make sure that nothing fell to bits or anything, so all was safe, and we went for it today, and yeah, 390, 309 mile an hour is unbelievable. Like I said, it's your quickest run on this racetrack as well. Laurie did ask me to say thanks to the crew for making the track so good at Easter as well. Were you surprised it ran that well? That's what they told you it was going to do? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been lucky that Easter's so late this year, but like I say, for the track prep guys, stellar job, unbelievable. And this year in the FIA series, I mean, your teammates may be your toughest opposition, but then you've got Anita, you've got Mickey, you've got, everybody else, pick them. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough this year. There's some real good cars, good drivers, a lot of experience, a lot of youth coming through. I'm sort of sat in the middle, so we'll see. That's a good way of putting it, that, actually. The thing is, though, if someone told you, like, was it 5 years ago in Start Top Fuel, that it was going to be this difficult, because it is really the highest of highs, but absolutely the most gut-wrenching lows. You won Hockenheim, ran 3-second runs every pass. It was fabulous. Tee up the next weekend, just a horrible weekend for all of you. Would you have done it? Yeah, I mean, like you say, you just slump. We went 10, 15 runs without even getting down the track after Hockenheim, and we needed this today, big time. Yeah, I was going to say, it's also a long time to wait, like 8 months between runs to be able to do it. Yeah, exactly. Like I say, all winter you just got looming over you, just thinking, I just hope that it's not a repeat of last season or towards the end of, and it wasn't, luckily, so shots fired now. The good thing is, everybody else that's your main competition is sat at home watching this, going, I wish I was there doing that. Yeah, like I say, watch out. Liam Jones, everybody, for the UK, going to be back at the end of May. He'll be back tomorrow as well, running, I think, won't you, Liam, actually? Yeah. Cheers, mate. He'll be back at the end of May in the first round of the FIA Championship in Top Fuel, ready to sock it to all the Scandinavians and everybody else that comes his way.
Well, he's living up to his nickname of Fast You-Know-What. Well done, Liam. Absolutely fantastic. Right, we've got one car in the shutdown area, but it won't be long to tuck that one round the corner. And then we're going to be continuing with qualifying. It's the last session, and it is Super Comp that will be kicking things off. Well, folks, that's the end of the... I can't really describe it, really. Everything's been exciting today, but that's the end of the jet cars and the fuel cars for today. But don't forget, they will be back again tomorrow. Please come and join us again tomorrow for all of that. But we have still got plenty of stuff to come at you. We've got Supercom, VW Pro, Super Gas, VW Sportsman. We've got the Wild Bunch to have another go, Junior Drag Bike, and a lot of more bike classes. And then, time permitting, it will be Eliminations round 1 later on for Junior Dragster, Pro ET, and Super Pro. Actually, we're pretty good on this schedule actually at the moment, so all being well, then we're going to get the job done once again. It's going to be a long day for our track crew. They have been phenomenal this weekend, like every other weekend, to be fair. Do a sterling job out there. We couldn't do it without them. Ombudsman with the K for Disaster, the Beetle from Germany onside. The Orange Mustang, that of course the Full Monty. Mustang hailing from Sharnbrook, driven by Pete Cresswell. So aim of the game then, 8.90. At the moment, Pete Cresswell is 8.89. He needs to go 100th slower than he's been before. Ombudsman 9.25 would like to just get a little bit closer to the number if he can. So how's Pete getting on? 8.86 is another breakout. Reaction time, nothing on there, 0.02. Don't forget, okay, Pete Cresswell hasn't had the best of time in qualifying, but trust me, he is a very, very good racer indeed. He knows how to win races, so the others had better watch out. Pete Cresswell is coming for you. Right, Leah Kellett with the Dolly Daydream Dragster going alongside Murray Utian. She is your #1 qualifier, ran an 8.91 in previous qualifying shots. So #1 and #2 qualified at the moment, these two. The order could swap round, they could stay put. You never know, somebody else might go quicker and steal it away from both of them. The scoreboard say 8.97 at 9.03. No help for either driver there. They're going to stay put. Let's see how Gerd Habermann gets on with the Ravenel Dragster from Germany. Currently in the #4 spot, 9.29. All of these drivers well and truly capable of getting back on the number if they can. And 8.91 is the closest from Mariucci, and everybody else in the Supercomp terms has been a little bit off pace. Either the wrong side of the class index, or just can't get close to the numbers required. A little bit of a pedal there from Gerd. 8.95, that's better. Moved up from 4 to 2 there. Okay, that's a wrap then for Supercomp qualifying, and it's Mariucci that takes the #1 spot into Eliminations. Into VW Pro, Ed Keach with the Tangoed VR6, and for Team Militia, dialing in 11.5 seconds. And Daniel Piggott. So 11.85, 11.50. Daniel qualified number 9, Ed number 3. Oh, problems this time for Ed. Daniel taking it all the way through, goes 11.74 to 112. Ed backing off. And
Bless you, Mr. T.
27, thank you.
Sure. Feels like I've been out for ages. Well, we've seen each other this weekend. Bless you again. Thank you very much. So, Jacob Bailey, Adrian Solly, the late goose from Ashford, 10.70 is indecently quick for any Audi, especially an A3 like that. But lots of work been done to it, same as Jacob's Jetta. Their last qualifying session. Is that okay? Yeah.
Well, Jacob's going to get there first.
11.74 and 12.29, not quite what either of them were wanting.
So they stay 10, 11, all chasing this wonderful Golf R. Happy tether. I hate that when a sneeze is coming and then you go, you take that sharp intake of breath to sneeze and then it doesn't happen. Very frustrating. Paul Jackson, Il Pirata, the little pirate, the Lupo from Bristol. Happy tether.
Yeah, did you get the message that Luke said Abby wrote on the roof that it was completely stocked, that car?
I thought it was.
12.85, 106 for Abby, just a tenth of a second too quick. 14.16 for Paul Jackson. No help at all. You all right?
Yep. I think there's a little bit of pollen coming in there actually. Certainly not a cold, so you never know. Could be the start of hay fever season in Easter.
Probably allergic to sunshine, mate, being English. I never did get the chance to ask you, when you're in the States, well, we have to start calling you Colin again. Will everybody calling you Colin?
No.
Really?
No.
That's a bit odd, isn't it? You know why?
Carlin.
Callan.
Callan.
That does actually
Callan.
sound like,
Yeah.
as in Suzanne Callan. Yeah, I know what you mean. So Suzanne's name is Colin then. Yeah, excellent. So in the States, Suzanne would be Suzanne Colin. Fantastic. Carl Goldsmith, number 9. Paul Bargate, number 5. 10.40.
Oh, the Sirocco jumped out of gear there, lost forward motion.
It's Carl Goldsmith, are you still going? 10.40, 10.90.
That'll do.
It's just an awesome speed for that kind of car. 130 miles an hour as well. Yeah, well, Paul Bargate's stopped over by the retaining wall.
I've got to give a shout out to Luke Robertson, actually, looking after the VW DRC, and very admirably so, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, they got the party bus in the pits. Next door to that, they got all the Clean Freaks products. From
Do you
one
mean
of their
Luke
sponsors.
Stevenson?
What did I say?
Luke Robinson. That's what I thought
I've
he
done
was.
that before, haven't I?
I don't know.
I
Have
have.
you?
I've definitely done that before. Apologies to Luke.
Oh, I
Both
just
of them.
wondered whether you know, Luke's wife, Luke Stevenson's wife, would be a bit shocked when the wrong Luke turned up home.
Might be happy.
Should we have a poll on that one? Should we see how it works out, shall we?
Oh, I've got a Bella Luke here.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say because he's a nice lad, but he will thump me. It was along the lines of what we mentioned yesterday anyway. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there we go. So Paul Jordan, again, 10.20. For that polo is unbelievable.
It's not going to be far away.
It's a bit...
Oh, 11.07.
Yeah, 138 though.
Yeah,
The thing is though, the thing that always ails front-wheel drive cars is the launch, isn't it? It's a 60-foot. Once they're off and running, they absolutely fly just like any other car. But it goes all against all of the laws of physics, especially in drag racing, i.e. acceleration, having a rear-wheel drive car. But give it a few weeks, we get to the door slammers, and there's going to be a bunch of cars trying to prove it completely wrong.
Right, Andy Dibley, he says he's going to remember to use the throttle stop this time.
Yeah, right.
Let's see if he can.
Well, considering he's only really supposed to be licensing and running it in.
Well, I think the licence is signed off now, obviously. Going alongside Colin Morris. Now, the Morris boys have gone alongside this Camaro plenty of times in the past, but not with this driver.
Yeah, I wonder if the car's got like a muscle memory, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It'll know what to do, don't worry. So John Morton out there. John Morton, UK Supergas shootout.
Oh, he has used the throttle stop. Good lad.
Yeah, that's the first time it's kicked in again, but he did a real good job of hanging on to it. That might even be it.
Oh. Double breakout.
That bit too quick. So, just very quickly, your #1 qualifier in Supergas, John Morton, 2019 Supergas Shootout, is sponsored by Silverton Aggregates. Thank you very much to them. John Turner Upholstery, plumberparts.co.uk, Linton Granta FC, Prem's Jewellery, Premier Automation, Allen's Van and Pickup Centre, WeWoof.co.uk, and Cadman Heavy Haulage. Thanks very much indeed to you all. On to the next pair, Dave Fulton and Dave Cherrett, #1 and 3 at the moment. Dave Fulton with a 9.90. Very, very big throttle stop for Dave Fulton. Flat. 10.23. No improvement for either of them. They'll stay 1 and 3.
Right, Bob Bolden up next. Peugeot 205, white noise. I think we used to call this car the Muscle Sprout.
No, French Muscle.
French Muscle, that's it.
Could be Muscle Sprout though, quite easily. Yeah, a bit of French Muscle, which I'm not sure exists still, even though I've seen the car.
And it's Simon Fulton with the Blitzkrieg Falcon. #2 and #4, these two at the moment. Simon Fulton looking to get ahead. #1's far away, you never know.
Yeah, the thing with Bob, no throttle stop means he has to be sensible.
10.02 and a 9.94.
A smoky 9.94.
Yeah,
it's getting worse, isn't it? I think it can be hopefully something very, very simple. The track crew will soon tell us and find out. If they walk away quickly, it's a good sign. If they don't, there's a very big plume of smoke right down the bottom end. Just waiting for word. They're not wandering off quickly, so you just have to keep your fingers crossed. No, they are. They're all going back by the looks of it. Yep, over the wall. So John Turner will get to drive at the mushroom cloud as opposed to causing it for once. He's going to kill me for saying that because they re-watch all this, you know. Anyway, John, I love you, mate. It's so nice to see the car looking absolutely resplendent, and this weekend twinned with the Skoda.
No, actually, in fact, we do have some fluid at the top end, so they're just going to shut this pair down right at the very top, I think.
As far out the way as possible could be. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, just as the smoke was clearing right down the far end, that was a gathering, nasty-looking cloud. But anyway,
well, the turnout crew at the top end, Angie and the gang at the top end there, they know exactly what they're doing, and they report back to the start line straight away once they have a look at the car. If there's any fluid on that, they get them to check track even further. The spotters have done their bit, gone back over the wall, but there may be something right down at the far end of the shutdown area that may be a bit of concern. You can see a gaggle of people right at the turnout at the end.
Yeah, it's a very interesting place to be right down the top end, as in right far down the top end. Have you done it yet? Other than when you've been racing, I just wonder whether you've never been commentating.
Yes, I have. I went down there Summer Nationals last year.
Okay.
I happened to be down there when Outlaw Anglia came round the corner, and they're all high-fiving and hugging each other, and you know, it's quite a celebration with Outlaw down there. Quite very interesting to see. Some of them just go, some riders and drivers just go straight back to the pits. Outlaw Anglia, they all sort of get together for a party down there. It's
I always say that it adds a different dimension to it,
totally
definitely,
does.
but when you're in the sportsman classes, like say Super Gas, or you know, mostly in Pro ET, some of them in Super Pro, but when you get to the quicker cars that need to be towed back, whole different thing, because a lot of them they just turn the corner at the top end and then drive back again, don't they? So yeah, you know, they don't know what they've run. They just toodle back to the pits and everything else as well. However, when you get to like Pro Mod, Top Fuel, whatever it might be, Comp Eliminate, a lot of those cars, like I said, they need to be they shut them off. They need to be towed back, and down Outlaw Anglia, like you said. It's an interesting place to be. A lot of the time, obviously, because I'm first to them to give them their times, I've learnt sometimes to tell them before. It's a good idea. You know, it's a good idea to mention it before I tell them on air. Or if I do say on air, you've done quite well, please don't swear. Probably would be a good thing. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's great. It's really good. I think. I think so far my highlight was being the first to tell Andy Robinson he ran his first 5-second run.
That's pretty awesome.
That's, you know, someone that's been around racing as long as, well, I haven't, especially Andy has. That was really good. That was very, very good. John Turner then, and Andy Harrison, second time of asking. That wasn't long, was it?
Well, fingers crossed everything's okay for Mr. Fulton at the top end. That was breathing very, very heavily,
maybe just something
down the shutdown area.
You know, like a loose hose or something like that.
Fingers crossed, that's all it was.
Johnny backs off and back on it. I don't think Andy Harrison's been the right side of the number yet this weekend, and he is again. Oh, John Turner backs off a bit too much. 10:50, 1:42. I think that is that Andy Harrison's first run the right side? Yeah, it is, because he's gone up 2 spots doing that.
Right, so that's Super Gas done. Despite all the noise from the Audi, it's VW Sportsman.
Yeah, we're cracking on through everything. We've still got the Wild Bunch to go, loads of the bikes, and I think we're roughly into eliminations for some of the bigger bracket classes. Yeah,
we've got all the ladders as well already, actually. Some good matchups that we'll look at a little bit later on.
Wait a sec.
So, Joshua Simpson and Zach Benoit. Darlings then, 13.10 for the Audi TT, 14.50 for the Golf. 13.43, 15.01. No help for either of them. They've been closer before. Well, surprise among surprises, the perfect ET money is still up for grabs. The perfect reaction time money is still up for grabs this weekend. Unusual to have it hang around this long. Especially both of them. One of them's normally gone by now. All right, let's see how Jake and Paul get on. Jake looking for 13.65 with the Militia VW Bora. Paul with the Golf, 15.95 his target. 13.94 and 15.82. That's a breakout for Paul. Jake, no help for him. I always say a little bit of help, moves up from 10 to 7. All right, Paul Walclate with the Pig Cutthroat VW Camper. Dials in 15.06. And the Stigwan, driven by Russ Weir, 17.32 the dial in this time. Russ has got a very tasty carbon gear, but that's always in the workshop, having something done to it. So he uses the Stigman as the backup car, as it is still eligible for VW Sportsman, obviously being a VW branded vehicle. So Paul should get to the stripe first with a 15 something, 1561 and a 1756. No help for either of those two. Obviously getting late and warm. So it's basically to get the job done. Polly Judge and Martin Ayton. Polly, number 1 on the car, courtesy of winning the VW Sportsman Championship last year. She's currently in the number 6 position. Martin currently number 10 with Ho as backup in the Golf. $15.99 and a 16.72. Martin Ayton, only 300ths of a second, and he moves up into the number 3 spot. Nicely done, sir. John Crawford with the Golf, currently in the number 10 spot, and Holly Sanders with the Audi TT. She is in the number 1 spot. And basically, if John Crawford doesn't improve, Holly Sanders is going to stay number 1. I don't think there's any more cars to follow it. Yeah, this is the scoreboard hieroglyphics that are playing up. It is 14.70 cents on the computer if you've got a radio in there, Holly. $14.81. She's only 400ths of a second off it. No improvement there for John Crawford, so he stays 10. Right, last car in VW Sportsman, John McCarrigal. He's already number 2 qualifier. Can he nick that number 1 spot of Holly? He's got to go 14.84 or 14.85 to get the job done. Anything else ain't going to make an improvement. Talk about aiming for a small target, 14.84 or 14.85. So no improvement. So Holly Sanders stays number 1 qualifier for VW Sportsman. On to the Wild Bunch.
Yeah, last session for the Wild Bunch. They've been real good this weekend. A couple of really unfortunate incidents. Well, I can see the ball breaker crew round there. I think it's only by the trousers I know that. I think they're helping out somebody else. I think they're helping out Keith Crampton. So I doubt Mark's made it round for this qualifying session. If he has, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Mark, if you can hear us, Mark Coulsell, obviously, hope you're doing well. Okay, mate. I hope the car's not in too bad shape, but most importantly, hope you are okay. So Darryl Howes and Terry Clifford. Terry went 8.95. Now these two sometimes run in Supercomp at the big events. You can see why from the dial-ins. Darryl Howes goes 9 flat and a 9.09 for Terry Clifford. Still close, but they both stay 7 and 8. That was really good earlier on today to see Bob Hawkins up here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Glad he's doing all right, because we sort of feared for him after that. You all right, Sean Cole? That's what a Feel Funny car's supposed to look like.
Yeah,
Throttle blades wide open, flying through the air. That was a real shame as well, because that was a flying run for Jason Phelps. Sorry, Colin just showed me a...
No. It's all good, because there's so many people doing updates, trying to catch up with what everybody's up to, really.
So it is Keith Crampton with the Sultan Shaker. Currently number 6 qualified, 10.94 is his darling, 13.10 for Philippa Turton with the Bixcraft. I'm not sure that is a slingshot. I think it's sort of a combination.
It's a coop, I think is the word.
Yeah, like the old chicken coop.
Yeah.
Nice launch for Keith Crampton. Oh, 10.89, too quick for Keith Crampton. I think that's one of his quickest runs ever, actually. It's all right, it's buried.
Should have been prepared for that.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's just very well buried.
He's been, 10.78.
Oh, beg your pardon then.
Wow.
We're still only a 10th off. That's not bad going. I'm used to seeing him die in 11s.
So Pete Brown dialing in 8.60.
Even though he went a bit quicker earlier. Now in the enviable position of having to slow it up a bit. I wonder now the car's been 8th, whatever it did earlier. I wonder whether Phil Sweeney's kicking himself for selling it. Because I think the quickest Phil ever went was like a 9.0. Which
So 8.60 the target. 8.92 and 9.31 there for Phil James. He moves up from number 4 to number 3 with that one. Pete Brown stays in the number 5 spot.
Isn't it funny, at the start of the weekend, they'd have been doing handstands if they ran an 8.9. They'd have had to back it off to run that slowly.
Yeah.
I love that car.
Dan Boone's American Pie. Yep, fantastic looking car.
I think they've had a fun weekend. They've gone quicker and quicker every single run, haven't they?
Yeah, 8.7. Well, the PB for the car was 8.79. Then Dan went 8.74. Then 8.60.
Now Dale's an 8.50.
Yeah,
if the bit of cardboard's to be believed.
The speed prior to the car, prior to this weekend, was 146. Then Dan went 151. Then went 156. So it's really moving on.
Also, Callum Swinchat, 9.04, his quickest dial of the weekend. He's run 9.12. That little altered really, really does go.
Callum set a PB on miles per hour, went 145. His PB in the car is 9.07, so if he runs 9.04 or close to it, that'll be a new PB. Not a bad weekend for the Wild Bunch, really.
Apart from the obvious
Apart
issues.
from the obvious one. But even then, he's set a new PB this weekend.
Hard to imagine, isn't it, being in the wall, being knocked out, going to hospital, and all you're thinking about is, right, I've got this amount of time to get it fixed. I'm going to have this, this, and this. I've got a spare engine, but it's a bit small. I want a bigger one, and
You know he'll be here.
Yeah, you got it. That's a proper racer.
Yeah,
talking that was. Bob Hawkins, obviously, we're talking about. Good to see you, Bob. 8.63 and 9.08. Around about where they wanted to be. They both stay put qualified-wise. Well, one of the rare times where they all haven't set personal bests in qualifying, actually.
Callum Swinchat just set a PB on speed there, 145.70.
My fault for saying it then.
And he went 9.08. His PB was 9.07, so very, very close indeed.
Junior drag bike. The last qualifying session. Junior drag bike. Or maybe not, actually. I don't know if they get another one. There's only 4 bikes.
Good point. I haven't got a ladder for tomorrow yet, so don't quite know what the run order is.
Oh, we've got some eliminations coming up as well,
Yes, indeed.
Sorry about that. That noise you can hear is pasta. Mainly me
Never knew
eating it,
pasta was
obviously.
that noisy, actually.
Well, it is if you chew it like that.
Meg Talbot and Kieran Lucas. Maggie looking for a 9.66, Kieran looking for 9.31.
They stay 1 and 2 with Maggie at number 1. No improvement. Well, you can't improve on being number 1. So why try harder? Anyway.
Can I have Lucas Oil's Junior Dragster into the pairing lanes, please? Lucas Oil's Junior Dragster into the pairing lanes, and that is for Eliminations round 1. Casey Holgate and Blade Dummer. Blade trying everything that he and the team knows to get this bike to hook up and go properly. Dials an 8.30. Casey Holgate 13.5. That's better. Stays in the number 4 spot. 13.70 for Casey. Stays number 3. Right, Liam Holgate. .807 at 83 miles an hour, classed as a time trial run, actually. That one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the last qualifying session for Funny Bike. Phil Crossley up first on yellow metal. The methanol, supercharged methanol Funny Bike.
It's got very top high tick over, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, do you know, funny enough, in one of Stevie Jackson's videos, someone asked him why they idle so high. He didn't know, which is quite interesting. But, yeah, I think anything with blower and methanol tends to idle quite high. That bike seems to...
Look at him lean
it's
the thing
easy.
over.
Yeah. 786, 176, another 7-second run for Phil Crossley. That boy was born to ride that bike, I think. Okay.
This should be entertaining.
Yeah, very much so. Cars Vanderbilt and Dave Batchelor. Dave Batchelor in the energy check lane. And Cars Vanderbilt, current number 1 qualifier with a 7.16. Dave went 8.0, is that right? Yeah, 8.06 he went earlier in qualifying. But Cars Vanderbilt has all the potential. If the bike doesn't slip off the start line, this is another 6-second machine waiting to happen. He's been 7.0 a few times. But if he doesn't get that tyre slip off the start line, it runs enormous speeds. Absolutely enormous speed. So, on Phil Crossley's bike, and Phil's actually at the top end watching, waiting for Dave Batchelor to come through the finish line on his bike. The red light for Cars Vanderbilt, it doesn't really matter. The 60-foot is much more like it. Oh, 7.03, oh so close for Cars Vanderbilt. An absolutely terrific 7.33 in the other lane for Dave Batchelor. .733, that's right, isn't it? 178 for Dave Batchelor. That's his quickest run by an absolute country mile on that bike anyway.
Yeah.
But Cars Vanderbilt, you see what I mean? That bike is just itching to get into the sixes, isn't it? 192 as well, terrific speed. Jerry Lukes The two brothers racing the orange bike in the energy check lane, and those are the wrong way around. Those are the wrong way around. Okay.
Well, the Rigaboot Express is on one here.
He ran 7:40 yesterday. Slows, I think, a bit at the top end. 7:51 at 1:66. That is going to make... Yeah, it makes the list look a bit artificial. Yeah, go on, Colin, you carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to comp bike, the last qualifying session. On the outside looking in at the moment, we have two bikes. These two are in, Margot Schmidt and Denna Antonia from the Netherlands. Denna Antonia is in the energy check lane, Margot on the other side. Both of these have been low 8s. They'd love to dip into the 7s about right now. Whoa, Denna Antonia with a big wheelie. Looks behind him to make sure if there's any, make sure there's none of the bike hanging about on the racetrack. Margot goes 8:22, 175. Yeah, Den Antonio, the bike looks to be okay, although he has bruises in places he doesn't want them. You all right, Colin?
Yep, all good. Just got tangled up.
Well, I'll tell you what, whoever bought a blind in with them needs a pay rise.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
And whoever benefits from it won't be offering it.
Fair enough then. I'll be quiet.
dear.
So, Chris Neary and John McLean, these are the two that aren't in the show at the moment. This is basically do or die. If they want to be in Eliminations tomorrow, they have to run quicker than the 8.73 that's on the board. They've both been in the 8.70s, 8.77 and 8.79 respectively. Well, they need to go a tick quicker to knock out the number 8 at the moment. Good launch for John McLean. Chris Neary trying to run him down. 8.74 just misses by 100th of a second getting into the show. Tried his hardest. Do you know what? That could be as much as the leg coming out that cost him that amount of time, but then he had to do it because otherwise he'd been in the wall.
Short Mill's not with a...
Yeah. We know which bike it is. It's number 2. Yeah, Shaw Mills in the energy check lane. So Shaw Mills and Phil Lemon nudge it in. .763, no improvement for Shaw Mills, backs out a bit early at the top end. So Louis Davis. And this could well be, is that 30 Martina? Maybe not.
No, that is 30 Martina this time.
Okay.
Bike number 14. Louis Davis. Now both of these two are qualified.
I think everybody is now.
Yeah.
The two on the outside looking in with a lot of the two.
Ignore that number there, though. That's not correct. That was Shaw Mill's number.
So 7:50 or quicker, he'll be number 1 qualifier and the beard will go.
Come on, computer. 7.65 and a 7.82.
Still pretty good. 30 Martina stays number 3. Louis Davis stays number 2.
No, I think 30 is going to be number 4 because that's Shaw Mill's number.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Right, Rodolfo Maduro.
Well capable of taking the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 7.1, 7.2 second super street bike. And he's been nowhere near that so far. He's been in the 8s, mid-8s. 8.48 is his best elapsed time so far. That's a lot more like it, although he's going for the centre line a bit, pulls it in. Would he be number one qualifier? We're about to find out. 777, 189. Up to number 3, that will probably be. Still, unbelievably, about half a second off where he could be.
Right, 850 bike. Just 4 of them this weekend, but they're putting on a hell of a show. 852, 852, 853, the top 3. And you've got Bradley Head, 908, but he had gone quicker than the 850 class index. So, J. Rowe looking to step one up. He needs to find 300s of a second. Bradley Head just wants to get as close to 850 as possible. 863 for Jay, 951 for Brad, so no help for those two. So one of these two is going to be number 1 qualifier. It's going to be Ian Critchlow, or is it going to be Alan Morrison? Well, Alan Morrison has got the spot at the moment. Riding the bike, formerly ridden by the man stood next to it, Jake Michelle. Both of them went 852, but it's the next digit that counts. Alan Morrison had a 7 tagged on the end of it. Ian had a 9.
Very difficult to get a bike to run consistently 8 fires. It's amazing they can do it, isn't it? Rolled through stage. All part of the learning process. Good job it was today, not tomorrow morning.
$8.58.
Well, fingers, toes, legs, eyes, everything crossed for the man down here on the top gas bike from Belgium. He's made 3 attempts at getting down the racetrack and he hasn't got into stage yet, so hopefully this will be the one. Super Twin Top Gas, last qualifying session. Chris Van Nimmen from Belgium, again no time on the board so far, taking on Mike Gooding on the Hobo. Accelerate for a Cause and Cure. Helping out. Helping out Super Twin Top Gas, running a bike, doing loads of stuff. 986 will be your number 2 qualifier. Chris Van Nimmen finally got down the racetrack though. I think that's relief. Well, no Les Harris. Maybe the beard got stuck somewhere.
Right, this is 950 bike. Craig Wright was number 1 qualifier, got dropped back a spot. Can I please have Pro ET into the pairing lanes, please? Pro ET for Eliminations, round 1. Come on down.
Were you always jealous of Bruce Forsyth when he said that? I bet he never thought you'd be in a job where you could say it all the time.
Right, this is number 1 and number 2 qualifier at the moment. Both of them with a 952. Can any of them improve?
Oh dear.
960.
Alan Morrison still number 1 though for the moment, but there's a whole bunch of bikes crowded in there in the 950s. Yeah, Leslie's down here spectating, beard intact. Okay, Ian Shipton and Ian Cross, number 6 and 7, 988 is the best run in the energy check lane in the 11s for Ian Cross though. That looks a lot more like it. I bet it'll go too quick now. You watch. That's way quicker than 11. It might be quicker than 950. Sits up on the bike, 972. Still only moves up 1 spot to number 6, but you know. A lot more like it. Well done. Ian Cross. Sorry, James Cross. Apologies. From Rawton with the Suzuki. Number 8 with a... Is that 17-second run? Is that right? Am I reading that right? I am, aren't I? Stacey Reed, number 3. Another one of those well in the 850s. Sorry, 950s. 955. Well, that looks a lot better than a 17-second run as well. Is that going to be too quick? Oh, it is.
I think that's why the 17, because I think he's done another sub 950 before
fair
that.
enough.
So that's why that number looks bizarrely on the board. Right, here's another one. Rick Swatsky. 946 is his number. All 3 of his runs so far have been a breakout. Going alongside Brett Cordell, qualified in the number 4 spot, 9.58.
Yeah, Brett with the proper lunge this time as well. That's going to help. Rick only number 9 though, because he keeps going too quick. Oh, not that time. Side by side, 9 6s. Rick moves up to the number 6 spot, unbelievably. I say unbelievably because, you know, he's wearing the number 1. You'd expect him to be closer to the top. After 4 sessions. Adam Burns. We got Craig right. He must be down in the other lane at some point then. I'm sure I saw
Craig's
him.
already gone through.
Oh, that's because I've been paying attention.
He was number 1. He was side by side with Alan Morrison. Oh, a bit of a wheelie there for Adam Burns. So is he going to move up here? 9:49 with a 3. Oh, so close. He lifted off before the end as well, but just not quite enough, so he stays in the number 5 spot. Yeah. Right, into ET Bike we go.
Once again, accelerate for a cause and accelerate for a cure. For Bloodwise, raising awareness, raising money, and hopefully trying to beat blood cancer. Derek Flynn, if you're out there listening, old chap, you are very welcome to come and join us in the tower at any point you want to. You're probably watching the racing and hopefully feeling okay as well. So hi to you, hi to Fiona. Thanks ever so much indeed for helping all the bikes again and doing lots for our sport that we care so much about. 876, the dial for Paul Adams. 891.
1464 and a 1442 dial. Joe Elliott moves from 14 to 9 with that one, but Paul Adams already in the number 1 spot.
Do you know, I said earlier about you never find out what you're good at. I need to invent stuff. I think I need to invent stuff for DJs and people like us. We need water-cooled headphones where the water goes, you know, the cushioning bit goes around the neck, because God, it's hot at the moment. It really is. Makes your ears sweat, and it's not even that warm up here today by comparison. It gets a lot hotter in the summer months, obviously.
What do you mean? This is summer.
It is now.
It's been declared. Jordan Kenway and Phil Pratt. Jordan looking for 960, 893 the target for Phil. Phil's going to get there first. Goes 895 with an 8.
He stays
at number 2.
Absolutely.
And Jordan goes through there with a 973.
Still can't quite get used to seeing Jake sitting upright. He does look
Even
like
he can't get used
no,
to it.
it looks
really
like
strange.
He does look like he should be on a horse.
We're calling that bike the merry-go-round now, are we?
Not that kind of horse.
But it looks like he's holding on to
Yeah,
the
no,
pole.
you're right. 11:38. Dave Grundy actually moves up 1 spot. Jake Michelle, not so. So last few bikes going through, and I think it's all 4 wheels from then on.
Yeah.
Last qualifying session for Sportsman. We've then got junior drag bike as well.
No, junior bikes have been through.
Junior Dragster even.
Eliminations.
One of them. This is actual racing.
Yeah.
Heads up first, the finish line wins, but don't go too quick.
Kept it off the centre line, very nicely done. Mr. Nasralli goes 11.38, 123, and a 10.95, 129 there for Gary Hester.
I was just going to say, because that's like a 9-second dial-in, that was a Pro Stock bike territory a number of years ago, and now road bikes do it. As in, just road bikes do that. Unbelievable. So,
yeah, sorry, we didn't have the scores come up on the board for that one, but those were the numbers.
is that Jasmine Cordell down there?
It is indeed, yeah, 9.37 her dial-in. And the other Nasralli,
That's Moen
the green with envy one.
That's Moen Uwarali. Nazarali. Green with envy.
Moen, we'll call him for short.
Yep.
They probably call him Mo.
Naz Brothers. Probably, yes, probably that. We've done the full pronunciation. Well, we, meaning I, have done the full pronunciation, and it's probably that, isn't it? Whoa.
9.37.
Jasmine Cordell, only number 2 that gets her, unbelievably. 9.37 with a 3. Nicely done. What you call waiting.
Oh, that is 1/10,000th off. Look at that.
Yeah. What will be number 1? Yeah.
3.3 and 3.4. 1/10,000th. Justin Moulton with the Kawasaki and Steve Ashby with the Suzuki. Justin dialing in 10.90. Steve 8.95.
Good reaction time of 0.35 for Steve Ashby. And an ET of 9.13. Moves up a couple of spots to 11. Still not really close to his chosen dial-in number. So last 2 bikes before we do the last session of Sportsman. And then once Sportsman's through, it's eliminations for Junior Dragster, Pro ET and Super Pro coming up just next.
.1071 and a 12.66. Pete Harrison moves up 1 spot on a dial-in of 10.70, and he goes to number 3. Right, so that's it for bike qualifying. Sportsman ET, their last session.
Have you noticed we've only got the good-looking people left now in the grandstand and on the banking? You know, all the day trippers have gone home. These are the hardcore good lookers that love their racing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean you, exactly. Yeah, you. That's it. Yeah. Maybe not the one next to you, but you know. Okay, he is maybe then, sorry. Okay.
Darryl Bradford making more friends here on a daily basis at Santa Pod Raceway.
And alienating people, I think, is the next next part of that. So, Clive Dandridge and Gary Lake. I only get myself in trouble once a day, which is when I open my mouth. The rest of the day is seamless.
All right, Clive looking for 13.30 with the Mustang, 14.35 the target. Sorry, 14.25 for Gary Lake. 13.39 for Clive, but he stays number 7. Gary stays at number 3. That 14.30 on his 14.25 dial, not as close as his previous one.
So this is the last class to put in a qualifying run.
It is.
This weekend. All our fields are set, well they will be after this set of runs from the Sportsman guys and girls. And we're on to eliminations for Junior Dragster, Pro ET and Super Pro, because they all run 32 car ladders. So Jane McCready, Ben's van from just down the road in Rushton. Clueless Racing. Could apply to me and you, or clueless
Definitely
commentary
me.
would be more apt. Against Georgina Smith, although she doesn't do commentary, so she's got to stick to Van. 15.75, 15.55. Should be a fairly even matchup, this one, actually.
002 red for Georgina, very close indeed.
Is the money still there?
Both of them.
Yeah?
They're both still there.
Well, this is... well, the Perfect Team money's still up for grabs. Oh, and it nearly went then. Jay McCready goes to the number 2 spot with an almost perfect 15.55 with a 9. Number 2. Congratulations, chaps. And chapesses, obviously.
Pete Clayton with the Mustang going alongside Ashley Simmons with the Skyline. Below 5 light for Peter Clayton.
Wow.
So yeah, the money going to disappear in this class? Possibly could.
Nearly did then. 14.08, 14.60. No improvement for either of them. So once again, proof that you can just drive your street car up here and then race it as well. If you wish, that is, obviously. We have what we call Run What You Brung track days, which mean that the track is open. You just come in, pay an entrance and a signing on fee, which means that you have to bring your driving license signed to say you can do it, and you can go make as many runs as you can possibly get in. The thing is that these days, I mean, they've always been popular, but now, unbelievably popular, aren't they?
Yeah, the queue goes past the pod shop and towards the barn almost at the back.
So, that's Chris Creswell from Sharnbrook against Janet Lawson, one of the other Bristols. Yep. Or the other Bristol, I should say, not one of the others. 15.50, just that bit too quick. Chris Creswell breaks out as well. By quite a margin, actually.
Yeah, way too quick.
Okay, they're going to keep coming round.
All right, Debbie Taylor and Kirsty Tram. Kirsty, number 1 qualifier at the moment. I was in a 14.77. Her number 1 qualifying was a 14.78. Debbie Taylor, 13.09. Now, bizarrely, she did qualify with a 12.89, so the car is capable of going 2/10 quicker than a dial-in.
Good to see Mr. Dibley not forgetting his roots, but then again, that is his car out there, so
Yeah.
that's probably what he's looking at. 13.56 and 14.86. Kirsty stays put at number 1, though. Come on, you can't be too disappointed. Yeah, there we go.
All right, Holly Walters and Cliff Houghton. Cliff with the Grey Manor Racing Corvette. Looking for a 13.14. And Holly, 17.52 with the Mustang. Both cars into stage.
I'm shocked that the Corvette is actually that much quicker than the Mustang, though. It's obviously the power plant.
Yeah, 5.7 litre compared to a 3.8.
Not that much difference. Cliff Houghton stays at 13. Holly stays number 10 with a 17.58 on the 17.52. Still a pretty good run, though. Okay, Rich Medley and Dan Holloway, the die-hard SS, the Chevy pickup in the Auto Glim Lane. The energy check for Rich Medley. It's still got a little caveman on the front of it, so we know whose it is. As in Captain Caveman Racing, in case anyone was wondering.
Darlin's End, 16.34 and 15 flaps, Dan. So Dan should get there first.
He does. With a 15.91, not bad. Stays 6 though. Rich Medley stays 19.
Well, round 1 eliminations is where the actual championship title defence actually starts. Qualifying is just shuffling the order to see who races who in round 1. And Felicity Gibbs wears number 1 for winning the championship last year. She'd love to repeat that. There's a whole load of others that are going to try and stop her. Darling in 1696, she is qualified in the number 16 spot, not where she normally is. Rob Creswell with the Beast, the Audi RS4. He's in the number 7 spot. He's looking for 13.54. 13.74 and 16.96 for the 9. Oh, Flick goes to number 3.
In the very last gasp of the session as well. Well, the last 2 cars, I think, to qualify for this weekend's Festival of Power. Going to be Mr. Pete Walters in the Bloodwise. Accelerate for a cause and for a cure down there. 13.98 against John McCarrigal, who was...
Well, don't forget he's running 2 classes this weekend. He's running in VW Sportsman, and of course he's running in Sportsman ET. He did very well in VW Sportsman. I think he ended up number 3. But in Sportsman ET, number 12 at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. Give it a second.
14.04, 14.89. Yeah, moves up to number 9 with that one. Pete Walters stays 6. So Kirsty Tram could hold on to the number 1 spot. Let's see what happens here with Holly Sanders.
Well, the thing is, though, is by the looks of it, depending on how Holly does here, for the first time in a long while, we're going to go through 2 days of qualifying with both Perfect Light and Perfect TT money still being in the respective sponsors' pockets.
Yep, thank you very much indeed.
0.29. I don't think she's not going to win the no prizes with that one.
Yeah, but I'm sponsoring the ET one.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
15.10.
Yeah, we still got. I hate to burst your bubble. We still got a whole day of racing to go, mate. Junior Dragster. Can I just ask, Colin? Are you the one that sits there and fills out all their names next to them as well?
Yeah, I've done it already, mate.
My hero.
Oh, thanks, mate. Right, here we go then. Round 1, Junior Dragster, sponsored by Lucas Oils. It's Eliminations time. Chevrolet Check-It taking on Frankie Fordham. These 2 qualified. Frankie number 12, Chevrolet number 25. Doesn't mean anything anymore. It's all about the dial-ins.
Win lights.
And win lights, yeah.
So for the first time all weekend, you'll see the stagger on the tree. We've got Pro ET and Super Pro coming up the same as well. But you're going to see Chevrolet Cricket leave over 4 seconds ahead of Frankie Fordham. Well, we have a green light drag race. First to the finish line without breaking out wins. And Frankie Fordham, bang on the money, both ends. Quickest off the line. Much closer to his darling as well.
Right, one team that is missing this weekend is the McDonald's from Ireland. Liam McDonald, of course, not here. And Adele has just messaged to say that they're tuned in and they're watching progress through the link set up on the Eurodragster page, of course, on Santbon TV. So to Graham, Adele, and of course, young Liam. Shame you're not here this weekend. We do hope to see you soon. I know they've probably got a very busy year ahead, though. Mackenzie Love, and let's see how Mackenzie gets on against Anne Trzynski from Germany. Darling's then 12.50 and 8.50, and that's another 4-second gap. And Mackenzie's going to have to sit on the line and wait quite a while.
It's a red. I'm all right in thinking whatever happened with Mackenzie, he would have got the win. Because it's the first red light, isn't it? It breaks out, however, unfortunately, Anne from Germany goes out to round 1. Hopefully they had a fun weekend. So, Lottie Bradford, Prism Paintworks, beautifully glistening in the sunshine down there in the energy check lane. Taking on Matthew Dowdy. This is a big matchup for round one, isn't it? You not normally expect this so early on, but then there's lots of them that are that good. It's just going to happen, isn't it, at some point?
Well, Lottie only qualified in the number 17 spot, and of course she is a former champion in the class. Matthew Dowdy finished third in the championship last year. That's interesting. Ian's saying go left, and Michael's saying go right.
Just go in the middle. Be done with it.
Interest there. That was quite amusing.
You can say, who do you listen to, Dad or crew chief?
You should listen to your crew chief.
Yeah, but your dad's the one that runs the car and owns it. So, looking at it that way, what do you do?
Yeah.
Wow, they're only 100th of a second apart on dial-in. Not on the tree. The timing system
Dowdy
keeps us in
there.
suspense.
8:21 on 8:14 dial.
He was better on the tree as well, so he could have run a bit slower and still won that one. So, first elimination round for Purdy Hadfield. Down there in the Santipod Junior Dragster. And she's got a big hill to climb against Caitlin Wilson in the auto glim lane. 13:51. There will be a wait of nearly 5.5 seconds. Purdy's going to go first. Purdy's another one of those that's probably beyond embarrassment from her dad. Although I'm not entirely sure, because he has a good go at it, bless. So Purdy Hadfield staging up for a first ever elimination run in the Santipod Junior. Well, that was short-lived. She did the right thing, though. She got rolling before the light came down, but just a little bit too quick. Well, and Caitlin broke out as well, but, you know, there we go. She knew that she won it, so she didn't have to really go after it at the finish line. Anyway, hopefully the Hadfields have had fun.
Oh, I think they have. Oh, I think they have.
Certainly one of the... it's weird to see Andy not in the car, gesturing at everybody, normally. So, two 12-second cars. Up next, Teddy Sullivan and Ellie Fagg. Elf Motorsport. So we've got quite a few more pairs to go before we get to Pro ET.
Close one, this difficult to call. The winner, Ellie Fagg, goes through 8:03. No, that's not an 8:03.
No, we might have to rerun that one, I think. Because that may well have been, I think the numbers on the board are the ones before.
No, they were both junior stock numbers, but yeah, those are definitely the runs from
before,
the previous,
yeah. Well, that was
Very
Purdy
bizarre.
and that was the Purdy and other race.
Yeah.
It didn't really the timings that we may have to have a rerun at some point. We do apologise.
Yeah.
Race director's discretion, obviously, but yeah, something clearly amiss.
Right. Well, next up is Lara Bartlett and Archie Ray. Lara dialing in 7.99. Archie Ray with the shocker 12.10. I know Emma's going to be tuned in. I am. Should we hear?
Laura taking her time to go in. She's there now. Laura's got to wait a while. And she did.
Yeah.
Archie Ray way out there in front. He is going to get there first because he's already there. Goes across the stripe and takes the win. Doesn't break out. Nicely done. I think Lara was much closer to a dial-in, which tells you all you need to know. Archie was 0.5 on the tree. 0.29 for Lara. That was all about the start line.
Was. So Archie will be playing tomorrow. Luke Mugridge, he was #1 qualifier.
Lara's got to be content with watching her mum drive a top fuel car tomorrow. Oh, damn.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Lukey, by virtue of being #1, gets a bye run.
Oh, 1-3 red, doesn't matter though.
The timing system appears to, oh, and he's bang on the money, 8.95 with a 7 as well. Tom Kay taking on Harry Redshaw. I've only got a couple more pairs left to go, I think. Actually, this one and one more.
No, we got loads more.
Really?
Got loads more.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm reading the wrong part of the ladder. Sorry, my mistake.
It's okay. Emma Ray's just been in touch. Woohoo, so happy. Of course, Archie's going to be here tomorrow, which means he won't be home upset tonight.
I would say, yeah, it'd be nice to see him come home, but he'd just come home in a mood. So, you know, or maybe not, I don't know. He may be a nice, well, I'm sure he's a nice young lad, but...
Right, winner of this one gets Frankie Fordham in round 2. This is Tom Kay and Harry Redshaw. Cherry there for Tom, went a little bit too quick. So is Harry Redshaw, that's going to be taking on Frankie tomorrow.
It was only an 0-2 as well. And he runs closer to his dial-in 2, keep him away from sharp objects. Like a pencil, probably.
Right, next up then, it's Fenny Racing Dragster. That is young Kai Cooper. Going alongside Freddie Taylor. The Outlaw Angria.
Is all I'll say.
Yeah, at the moment.
That was deep staged as well, though. But it was a win.
Yeah. A double 0-2 light as well. Well, he did that in qualifying. He qualified #1. But Kai Cooper will be playing tomorrow. Freddie Taylor is out. Six pairs still to go. Caitlin Deavy taking on Damien Redshaw.
Yeah, before we get to Pro ET and Super Pro to round out the day. 14.35, I think that is. Wow, that's the longest gap we've had, I think, isn't it, so far today?
Yeah, you're right.
6.24 seconds, if my maths is right. I hope it is, considering my real job.
8.17 actually, not 8.11.
It's all right, Bob's on it.
Very important to get the dialing right, because if you go into stage, you accept the
there
number
we
that
go.
is on the board.
All good. There's Mark Corsell on the start line. Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
Damien Redshirt off and running. As is Caitlin. Caitlin's going to be closing really quick on him about now. And takes the win. She was better in reaction time. 0-2. Well, 0-2 to a 0-9. Damien did a really good job.
Yeah.
Stock cars are notoriously difficult to get off the start line. While it goes quiet, Mark and Harley. Mark, it's so good to see you back, mate. Hope you're doing okay. A little bit of a limp, or you all good?
They're doing some charity fundraising in their pit, actually. They've got all the chocolates that they're selling as a raffle.
Okay.
So make sure you
Yeah,
stop
I do
by
apologise, Sarah. I only saw that a little while ago, as I think Colin did as well.
Yeah.
I do apologise, Sarah. Thank you for sending us the message. We a little bit busy, shall we say.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It hasn't been.
It's been one of them days, but it's a good day. Daniel Weir and Harley Coulsell. So Daniel, number 16 qualifier. Harley, number 3. Dad Mark, after his moment earlier on, refocuses back on his lad in junior dragster. Another green light drag race. Harley's out in front, but for how long? That long.
Enough.
Takes the win. Wow, that's a big hole shot win as well for Harley Coulsell. Look at that. 0.12 to a 0.25, win margin of 0.5. Good to see Mark and everybody back down here on the starting line. Mark does have a little bit of a limp, but it's good to see him in good spirits, and obviously better spirits because his lad went through round 1.
Right, Katie Ellis taking on Frankie Taylor. 8:05 and 7:91. Not a huge difference on the tree, this one, just 0.14 of a second. Oh, Katie went red. Oh, what a shame. It was a 004 red as well. So close. So Frankie Taylor takes the win. Right, Holly Marshall taking on Thomas Cook Abbott. The Tominator himself, having destroyed an engine earlier on this weekend. Got another block, put it in. Seems to be going a-okay. So look at the dial-ins then, 8:05, 8:03. 0.02 of a second. That is almost less than a blink of an eye. Well, it's a green light race, and it's Holly. Actually did move first despite the quicker dial-in, so Holly is through to round 2. Right, this is Jacqueline Bartlett taking on Harley Darby, the bullet boy. 9:02 dial-in for Jacqueline. Oh no, dial-in. Yeah, instead of saying hi, should have a dial-in. 8.90. Well, they're both in pre-stage. Harley goes in. Oh, it's a red on the tree for Jacqueline. A 0-7 red. So it's Harley that goes through. Right. I believe that is it for Junior Dragster. Unless I am missing one pair. I don't think so. Well, it's obviously a rerun of an earlier pair. Hazratali Nazarali from the Netherlands was in 9 flat, and Gary Hester 10.50. 10.61 and 11.56. No help for either of those two. So that got that pair put through. Now, by my reckoning, it's Pro ET, Super Pro ET, and then we're good until tomorrow. Just pause to see who's going to be coming around the corner next. It's actually the Bluebird. Just getting some traction laid down on the track. Don't forget it is Pro ET followed by Super Pro ET just to finish off our day. I'm just going to rest the vocal cords just for a moment. Nitro FM 96.2, if you could just take over the airways for a couple of moments whilst we're putting down some more traction here at the Festival of Power at Santipod Raceway. Well, we think our tractors are sexy. They're sitting there just posing at the moment. Here we go. It is Pro ET Eliminations round 1. Basically, the winners will be here playing for round 2 tomorrow morning. The losers, unfortunately, will be packing up. Some will be staying for tonight and they can head home early tomorrow. Some will go, what's the point? And head off home tonight. We shall see. First up then is going to be Bob Bolden taking on Alan Medley. So it's the White Noise Peugeot 205 taking on the Old Timer Oldsmobile. Dial-ins then 1084 for Alan, and Bob dialing in 9.60. 2 cars going to enter, one's going to leave. 1.24 seconds head start to Alan Medley. Oh, game over before it began actually. Alan Medley goes red.
960 for Bob. Doesn't matter what he does, he'll be playing tomorrow. Well, he was very... Actually, they were both pretty much similar on the dial. It was just the 05 red on the tree that did it for Al.
This could be interesting. Most of them could dial in 9 here, actually. Yeah, Mike Lacey dialed. Yeah.
9 flat.
9 flat for both of them.
It's a heads up. What class should we call this? Well, I know what it is, but, you know, we got 890.
I can't think.
That time of day, isn't it?
Super comp on a bit.
Super comp and a bit, that'll do.
Metamorpheus.
This could also be who breaks out the lead.
Mike Lacey takes it with a 903 breakout, 896 for Steve Hudson. Steve Hudson did get there first, but got there a little bit too quick.
Yeah,
Mike Lacey playing tomorrow.
Mike Lacey had 500s in the bank off the start line, and when you're running the same number, that is a big difference.
It is, yeah. Simon Innes and Ben Newsom, the Barracuda, starting in 10.55, exactly 1 second slower. So we'll get a 1 second head start. Ben Newsom with the Fox Body Mustang.
That looked good for Ben. Looks good for both of them.
Well,
When
Ben's
light
gonna
goes,
get there
brake
first with
lights.
brakes on. Yeah, takes it. Oh, they both went 500s over dialing, but Ben with a better reaction time.
Yeah, he was over the stripe, 1200ths of a second. That was all on the start line. They both ran exactly the same time pretty much from their dial-in.
Yeah, actually, Simon was in a no-win situation there, actually.
Yeah, he couldn't win because of the action time difference.
Yeah. Elaine Hancock, her first round of competition as such in the altered, and got a tough customer here, the reigning champion, Paul Brown. Dial in 9. Oh. The car didn't move, and I think
Well,
Paul saw that.
Yeah, Paul with a very polite reaction time just made sure he didn't go to the
So Paul gets there first, Elaine breaks out.
Yeah, that was a no-win for Elaine.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Ronnie Mercer with Annie. 10.664 the dialing. And where is Vic Parsons? Don't think he's there. Oh, Vic qualified number 6. Had a great weekend up until this point.
I think Chris might know. No, never mind, he doesn't. Don't worry about it.
Bit of a breakout there, but it doesn't matter. Right, this is the interesting matchup. James Oliver going alongside Lee Huxley. So Ollie dialing in 9.61. And the Huxleys 9.51. So Ollie will be leaving first.
Well, bear in mind, Ollie thought he was #1 qualifier, and I told you, someone is in round 1 going to get the Huxleys that you'd think, oh, good, I've qualified high.
Ollie
oh,
ended
blast.
up #4 in the end.
He was #1 when he went through, wasn't he? Well, he had a great light, he had a great elapsed time on his dial-in, but that was qualifying. It matters nothing right now, especially against the Huxleys.
Oh, 9.51 on the button. Oh, very nicely done, Mr. Huxley. 9.57 breakout for Ollie.
Yeah, that was unbeatable. Ollie did get there. He still didn't get there first.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have, he wouldn't have done that. He'd have had to break out even more to have got to the stripe first, but then he'd have broken out even more. Shame, actually, after such a good weekend, but someone has to lose, don't they?
They do. Ethan Lyle with a Roadrunner, #1 qualifier, gets a solo.
Do you know, I forgot what that was like. Runs 9.50. I just noticed how long the shield, I was going to say shift light was on. Maybe that was not a good thing either. Ethan disappears into a big cloud of smoke right up the top end. I was just going to say, because I remember when I started racing, I don't know about you, Chris, the shift light is on in the car when you need to shift. But one thing I noticed, first thing obviously I noticed racing the Alcal Dragster, was that the shift light comes on again when the engine reaches that RPM through the finish line. It's not a comfy thing, is it?
Well, the spotters are running
We
around.
turned ours off.
You what, sorry?
Turned ours off.
Turned yours off, fair enough.
Makes it less uncomfortable. The car was doing what the car was supposed to do. With the dirty stuff, it's fine. I used to watch the tack, so don't watch any lights. You know, lights make you jump.
They don't make you jump. It's just a it's a helpful reminder you need to shift.
Yeah, it is.
Well, obviously, that's, needless to say. I did notice the shift light was on for Ethan for a while. I'm not sure whether that's any different to usual. However, the big cloud of smoke halfway up the shutdown area is, and there's people standing with their legs apart up there too. So, bad news for Ethan Lyle. Takes the round win, but, well, debatable whether he'll be able to continue. We'll soon find out anyway. So we got some clean up. It doesn't look like it's on the racing surface. It looks like it's in the shutdown area, which is normally easier to do, but we'll still get you an ETA of how long you think, we think it's going to be. But yeah, there was a lot of smoke from around about halfway down the shutdown
well,
area.
Ethan's car is actually parked at the end of the shutdown area, so it hasn't even gone around the corner.
Well, like I said, it's not on the racing surface. What's a little telling is Mr. Marshall hasn't moved, which is unusual.
Right, okay, unfortunately that was the transmission that expired then on Ethan's car, so we have transmission fluid from the point of where the smoke is down to the end of the shutdown area. So that's going to take a little bit of a clean-up, unfortunately, folks. So for the time being, Nitro FM are going to take over the airwaves, and they can get their shout-outs that they've been trying to get done for quite a while. We reckon about 20 minutes. So our best estimate on that one. Thanks very much indeed, Dave Warren. So Nitro FM, let's see what you got. Thank you very much indeed. Here we go. We're continuing with eliminations in Pro ET round number 1. Neil Watkins with the Purple Express taking on Sarah Unsworth, the Gecko Racing Ford Mustang. Dial-ins 10:30 for Sarah, 11:38 for Neil. Neil will be leaving first.
Well, they've actually wound the dial-in on the Mustang back to a 10.3.
They have quite a long way back, to be fair.
I think that's probably because, I mean, maybe bracket racing speak, they've got him covered.
Well, we shall see.
Oh, they think they are.
They won't with the reaction time like that. I don't think I needed to tell you what happened there.
Whoa, double breakout after all of that, but it's Neil Watkins with the lesser amount. I can't believe the double breakout on a difference there.
Sarah got caught out actually just going to rev the motor just as the tree ran.
Yeah, she did.
And that, I think, maybe what the misstep was.
And from there onwards, she was always going to break out.
Well, she was always going to be chasing him down because she was a long way behind. There we go. Anyway, one Watkins through. Maybe more to come, depending on.
Well,
Doris.
let's see what's happened here then, yeah.
That really was one of them incidents at the top end where you go, I should be braking now because I'm behind and I can't catch him.
Well, she actually just sort of clicked it off early.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, ifs, buts, whatever.
Right, 9.99 dial-in for Mark White.
He's got it fixed as well.
For Thomas Watkins.
Did you know that goes in the dark? Not the black bit, obviously,
The
but
FX bit.
the FX bit on the top.
I wonder what you're pointing at then. 0.55 difference off the line for these two. Mark will be leaving first for the Little Vega. And game over. Another Watkins goes through a red light. Mark White, so Tom Watkins. He went red as well, but didn't matter.
Whoa! Mark White. Mark White.
Bit of a tank slapper there at the
Oh,
shootout.
goodness me, yeah. Well, that was what it was doing. That was what he was doing on the run before. Yeah, I think the track crew are just going to go out to see, just to check the racetrack, just in case. Yeah, Mark White's Vega did do that and does do that sometimes, but on the run, not shutting down. So they're just going to go out there and check. He expertly held on to it, made the turn at the top end.
It was wandering around the lane from about 60 foot onwards.
It does that all the it's sort of a bit tail happy a lot of the time. That's what it was earlier today as well. Every time he was on the throttle, it was going everywhere. Dave Cherrett and Will Clark looking on just to see if they're going to be pulled to the line just yet.
Well,
all the track crew
having a good old look at it.
They certainly are, just making absolutely sure. Mr. Marshall still doing housework on the start line. Practice him for when he gets home, according to Nicky.
Right, the spotters are clearing away.
Yeah, all the people are going to disappear over the wall. There we go.
Right, Dave Cherrett, 10.90. He'll be leaving first. Will Clark will be chasing him down, 9.96.
And Chris, obviously, you've raced a while. Have you ever had it? I said this to Colin yesterday. It's a bit unnerving when you're sat in the car and you've got loads of people running around your lane checking things under their feet. It's, you know, it's not what you want to be seeing before you race, is it? They're keeping you safe. It's a good thing, but it still doesn't do a lot for your nerves.
Oh, Dave Cherrett goes red. So Will Clark, who also went red, but because Dave Cherrett went red first, the win light automatically comes on in Will's lane. 9.98, a freebie there.
Bang on the dial in, though.
Yeah.
Interesting though, we know Dave could have gone quicker than that 10.90.
Oh, way
quicker.
He was been 9.80 something.
If you'd have dialed the 9.90 and gone red, he would have gone red second and taken the win.
Do you know something? That's a very good point. When you come to racing, no matter how much you red light by, it's whoever red lights first that goes out. So there's an advantage to going second.
There very much is.
Which he's probably just now realised.
Yeah. Right, Adrian Portelli, Lee Morris. Adrian going to be leaving first, dialing in 10.97. Lee, 10.20. Green light drag race. Looks like Lee's pulled alongside already. And Lee takes the stripe, 10.32 for the win.
Adrian.
Effective on a whole shot there.
Is that Adrian's first weekend in Pro ET?
Yeah, he's normally Nostalgia Superstar.
Yeah, I thought so.
And don't forget, his car normally ran sort of a mid to high 13, so it wouldn't have been quick enough for Pro ET. But obviously, quite a few modifications have been made to that car.
Yeah, fair amount.
Yeah. Right, Andy Thetford and Paul Baton.
Yeah, not looking for the family ET record this time round.
No, Laura holds that one well and truly.
How much quicker has she been? Just out of blind
10-2, I believe. I'm not 100% certain, I know she's been quick.
Well, Andy Thetford. I'm not going to surprise anyone by saying that. Not late. That is an enormous hole shot win.
Yeah.
0.2 of a second off is ET for Paul Baton. However, he was half a second, if not slightly more, better off the start line, which made all the difference. These two are very, very even. Jeff Cowley. Jeff hasn't had a great weekend at all. This is a 9.091 second car. I think it's good for Supercom, actually, normally. Darl's a 9.6.
No, he's pretty much resolute in Pro ET, to be fair. But we've had 2 Watkins go through. We're going to make it 3 out of 3 here. 9.56, 9.60. If Amy flinches first and gets a green, then she can just shadow.
Notice how many times she touches the brake to get into stage. It's a lot.
She did. Very, very close indeed.
Well, Amy's out in front all the way by the looks of this one.
Yeah.
Very, very. Well driven by that young lady. 0.3 of a second off the start line. Jeff Cowley was never going to get there as well because she was 0.05 of a second closer to her diamond.
Last pair, John Turner and Dave Swift.
He's going to murder me as well for saying.
Here. Where is Dave Swift? Can't see the Beetle there at all.
I don't think he is.
Right.
JT gets a bye. Or the other JT. The original JT. Which one's the original?
Well, I think they're both originals.
Well, it depends who's the oldest. That goes to John.
Right. A freebie. How close to 9.24 can he get? 9.37.
Good tune-up run, but the conditions now on. Oh, he's pulled the chute as well.
Hey.
Give the crew.
Another small F-sponsored Super Pro ET, and that is the other JT.
It is indeed. John Turner giving the crew something to do because they probably haven't got enough.
Want to fold the parachute up.
Hence, yeah, absolutely. 2019 sponsors for Super Pro ET. Garage Thomas Haas. Hi, Thomas and Natalie, hopefully watching from Switzerland. Gas Appliance Services, Babs and Steve, hope you're doing well too. BradJacksonRacing.com. Pete Waters, Race Design, Post and Ross. In, I was going to say New Zealand, idiot. Netherlands, Mersch Manifolds. I didn't say it, so I'm perfectly okay. Accelerate Your Marketing, Britex Services Limited, Hydra Hose, Good Vibrations Motorsport, Penny Racing, Carlo Gandolfi Composites, Prism Paintworks, Orders Automotive, Windscreen Wizards, Giles and Hartley Racing, Mobile Leisure Vehicle Services, The Bath Bloke, who isn't here this weekend, RW Services and Custom Paint, Team Time is Money, Ultra Plastic, Another Small F Limited, Flavel Welding Services, Bubblegum Racing, Hauser Racing, and RT Signs, and that's the end of my voice. There we go.
Well done, sir. Very well done, sir.
Thank you, Darryl. So in the left-hand lane, we got Dave Evans, number 4 qualifier.
JT with his first competitive race for a while.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time. It was back with the Pro, wasn't it? Dave Evans will be moving on.
The parachute went left.
He wasted a near perfect run as well. I actually thought the parachute just fallen out, was going to wander off on its own. Obviously the drone,
and then the wind caught it.
The drone on the chute is obviously quite long, isn't it? Dave Evans with another 7-second run though. Just 7.99 with a 9, but they'll still take it. Some of the best conditions for going quick of the weekend, however, they've got to concentrate on racing and not seeing how quick they can go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Does that mean they won't? They might?
No, I think they'll concentrate.
Yeah, it is all about racing. It is all about win lights.
Well, by my reckoning, we got 9 pairs of Super Pro races to go, and then we are done for today. Come back in and do it all again tomorrow. Mark Flavel with the Steel River hot rod.
And then the energy check line, Brad Jackson. Brad qualified number 6, I think. Mark number 16.
Well, this is where Brad's title defence starts in earnest. Obviously, the qualifying just sorts out where they're going to, well, where they're going to start, who they're going to race. But this is where the points really do kick in.
That looks like
Round
a tent
wins.
on wheels, that thing, doesn't it? Sorry, that golf cart.
Oh, yeah.
It does look like a mobile awning.
It's like our version of the Pokemobile, isn't it?
It is. So Brad's going to go first by about 8/10 of a second-ish. And then Mark Flavel is going to run him down. Mark hasn't been in the 6s yet this weekend.
That looks like Brad's dialed the car very honest, so he's hoping to still be on the throttle at the top end and make Mark catch him.
Well, we can hear Mark coming, I should think, by now. Mark might get there. Not quite. 7:11, a bit off pace ET-wise for Mark Flavel.
What was the speed there for Brad?
171. He was on it all the way through.
So he was off the roll.
Do you know something? If I was actually racing, which I only dream about doing these days, this pair between Tom Atkinson and Stevie Johnson, 875 plays an 8 to 720 with the Dragster. Now, there's a lot to be said for just dialing the same number as the other person and wandering beside them when you've got that much extra power, isn't there? I know people have done it before.
You can do it. It can be done.
However,
but it's not as easy to do as you'd like it to be. And then you've definitely got to pull a really good light. You've got to be confident of pulling a really good light, then getting off the throttle, backing into the other car, and then getting back in front of it.
I remember similar when Mike Manners used to run in, so he used to run basically a 5-second Alki Dragster in Supercom.
Yeah.
And it used to run 5/8s in Top Dragster when they were allowed to run 5/8s. And then he used to have the most monstrous throttle stop that he used to go off the start line, sit there for what seemed like forever, take off like a bandit.
So Johnson trying really hard.
Really hard. Rather than 7. Well, maybe he stuck to our plan. He had a 0.2 light, which was out on John Atkinson's 0.8.
Yep.
But, you know, that's his first 7-second run in a while. 177 miles an hour. That car does have the speed. I know the ultimate goal is to get into the 6s with that, and fingers crossed it happens sooner rather than later. So,
interesting so far, the higher qualified car has taken the left lane on every single part.
See, this is why we have him here, because he notices stuff like that we haven't got a clue about.
So
but then
it
you're
appears
used
that
to
in
racing.
Super Pro, left-hand lane is the lane of choice at the moment.
Is that right? Well, this is an interesting match-up. Your championship winning machine, previous championship winning machine.
Against my favourite door
Against
car.
your favourite door car, yeah. Exactly what I was going to say. Come on, pick your favourite.
I'm a Dragster guy, aren't I? You know, even if it wasn't my old car, I'd still be picking the Dragster.
Really?
I can't help it.
7:56 for Dave Catt and Ron Bartlett, 8:30. However, Ron Went 8.29, didn't he, I think?
Yeah, he broke out by a foul.
Interesting he hasn't lowered the dial in.
Yeah. And Ron's still doing that pointing slightly left thing that he seems to be able to cast around himself out.
Well, an 04 red.
And Dave will be driving out the back door because he wants that record for the car.
Oh, Ron.
Oh no, he's lifted. Oh. Save it for another day, Dave.
Well, Ron Bartlett with a great show. It's so good to see him back again.
Right, Joe Kellett, we believe he's going to be on a solo. Should have been alongside Austin Jacks, but we haven't seen Austin for a long time.
Yeah.
And maybe won't.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of damage after the bonnet incident.
Yeah.
So it was, it's all bodywork
Started
related.
shedding its
Yeah.
skin completely, didn't it?
So Joe Kellett, the Kellets get a tune-up run. It's not good for everyone else. That's big sister Leah out front directing traffic. She'll be in the car in Supercomp tomorrow.
See, on the bye, I think it's interesting that they've chosen the left lane because I'd have been tempted to take the right.
Yeah,
a little bit more data.
You never know when you're going to get
When
put
somebody's
in the
gonna put you in the
lane.
other lane.
That's right.
Yeah.
You may be over there at a time you don't want to be, so
Yeah.
take the chance to learn it while it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
basically.
But does Leah have lane choice in Supercomp? Probably. I think she was qualified pretty high, right?
.007 on the tree for Joe.
How they correct that?
786 over the quarter mile. He'd still be very tough to beat with that. 007 like
Absolutely.
Collins. You nearly lost your cash, mate.
Yeah, this will be another solo, actually. Dave
Hang on,
Thornton.
is it a 00 that takes it or a 000?
Triple.
I don't know, I'm disappointed. It's not my money, but, you know.
But yeah, the reaction time's not mine. It's Kath and Tignathia. I'm ET.
Oh, you're ET, sorry. Pell Norman, no show from Pell after that wheel stand in that beautiful Turbo Nova. 8.99 for Dave Fulton. 9.03, he's going to be tough to get around. Just quickly, if you know, Chris, the Nova that Pell runs, is that Luke Ramage's old car?
It's the car that Kenny Coleman had, as far as I know.
It is Luke's car, yeah.
And that is Luke's car, isn't it? Yeah.
Because I think it went to Malta, not Malta, it went to Greece. And then...
So now owned by Martin Green, I think. Who owned the Duster that Des Taylor ran.
Okay.
Etc.
So
I think that's where it went.
Right.
After Kenny.
So Pell's just borrowing it, was he?
I think it's a joint.
Cool.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Pell when I see him. But I think I have this feeling that Martin bought the car from Kenny.
Okay. So it's Barry Giles going to be taking on Ashley Now, Ash really hasn't had a great weekend so far. I've noticed the nitrous being vented on a... There we go, turning the bottle on. Interested to find out as well why he sticks with, you know, Super Pro, because just thinking about everything that you said, because I've been listening, honest, surely he would be better being one of the faster cars in the slower class than
Quite
just
possibly.
the slowest. But yeah, and he has to use nitrous to get in the 8s as well. 890 is his chosen number. Barry Giles with a 732. Barry goes through with a 735, 957 for Ashley Bell. Unfortunately, the red light kind of encapsulates his weekend, unfortunately.
Right, I've got a bit of a news story here, actually, for the next pair. Scott Hauser and Colin Morris.
Wow.
They have not raced each other since they were 16 years old in Junior Dragster some 13 years ago.
I was going to ask that. So
13 years
that
ago,
answers my
these
question.
two last raced against each other.
My goodness me.
Many thanks indeed to Belinda Bull for that
Well,
snippet there.
Well, also Dorcar against Dragster, an absolute killer in Super Conference Super Gas, now in Super Pro. This is going to be one heck of a race. This is not a race you would expect in round one, but well, Scott didn't qualify where he wanted. And he goes red.
Game over.
Colin Morris wasn't as quick as normal on the tree. He was 08. 7:59 and
8:63 as well.
Yeah. Correct job.
Told you he was going to be killer.
Right, 2 pairs to go.
Oh, and a side-by-side supercharged race as well. Well, unfortunately, for Phil Toppin, he hasn't got down the track yet in the new Corvette. Stonking launches, stonking burnouts, but nothing all the way through just yet. Up against his good buddy, Dave Russell.
Takes to win there for Dave Russell. The last pair of the day then, Laura Turberville. That man Sid with a blown dragster. Big burnout there actually, almost
A lot of
halfway
RPM on the
between
burnout,
the
I
8th
know
and the 3:30. Laura's going to wait until Sid's well and truly on his way back before she does her burnout.
Laura will probably be, I think, dialing a 775 6 flat for Sid. Laura's going to have an earful of that dragster through the finish line. It's not her own.
The last pair of the day.
And what a day it's been.
Oh, and actually, no, there is one more pair to go. It's the rerun of the Junior Dragster race where the timing system had a little hiccup. That is Teddy and Ellie, Junior Dragster.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to read it. It's Richard's right.
So Laura's going to go first by 1.75 seconds in the bad blood. Beautiful matte black pinstripe dragster. In the energy check lane, she was number 3 qualifier, Sid was number 13. And the big blown car is going to try and run her down. Sid might just get there. Oh, he does. On
Win
a
margin,
whole shot as
0.02.
well. Unbelievably, a whole shot win for Sid. He was further away from his dial-in. Laura was only 0.04 of a second off. 0.18 on the start line for Laura. 0.09 for Sid.
Yep.
Go on then.
So just before we go, those sponsors that you read out earlier all sponsor the Super Pro award scheme. So the awards this weekend are for number 1 off the trailer, which was Dave Evans, number 1 qualifier overall, sponsored by Accelerate for a Cause and a Cure, which is Colin Morris, and the main award will be the event win at the end of the weekend.
Okay, so Junior Dragster. This is
Thank you
just
very much,
the
Chris.
run
Thank you very
between
much.
Teddy and Ellie. Now this is the last pair of the day because I don't think there's anything else to rerun or certainly no more
buddy.
classes coming down. Thank you ever so much
Chris,
indeed
very much.
to Mr. P. I'm liking the hat. Proper job.
Yeah, his horse is at the bottom of the stairs. It's a long way back up the top end. Thank you for the loan of your husband.
Teddy Sullivan
Becky?
dialing in 12:52. Ellie dialing in 12:31. Come on, Ellie, in you go.
You will have to move forward soon. There we go.
There we are.
Well, Ellie's got a real chase job on his hands. I don't think he's going to be quite there. He's not. 12.91. Teddy Sullivan. Whole shot win. I think that goes down as. There we go. Thank you all very much indeed for your presence here on this wonderful bank holiday Easter Saturday here. We still got race day eliminations to go tomorrow. If you're staying on site, please enjoy yourselves tremendously. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful, wonderful time anyway. Nurse your sunburn a little bit.
Yeah, good point.
Absolutely.
Very good
And
point.
come back, we have one more day to go at the Festival of Power. In days gone past, in the Thunderball days, we still have 2 more days to go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway. Thank you all again. We do hope that you've had a lovely day. We certainly have.
Highlight of the day? I've got 2. But go on, see what you got.
Mother-in-law still talking to me, apparently.
Oh, that, yeah. How did that go?
Apparently very, very well. She now wants to marry me instead of a daughter.
Right.
Probably too well. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. Hopefully. I'll find out when I get back in a little while. No, very well. She loved it. And it was... She waited a while for it, but it was definitely well worth it.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much. What was your highlight of the day?
Steve Venables.
Yeah, that was looming standing. That was
Outstanding.
by far
That
the
was.
quickest and fastest run in Europe ever.
And I think Liam serving notice to everybody else. That
And
he's
Steve
here.
Willett running 6-0.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
Steve.
there are a number of them anyway. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your evening. Please do. We'll hand back to Nitro FM. Thank you very much indeed again for your time, your attention and your presence today. We'll see you all in the morning.